So this is a topic that I've been very skeptical about doing for a while, and this is not no rantings from some punk ass disillusioned Cosby kids and no punk ass educated lame and no bitter beta male or undesirable lame who's mad because women won't let him hit it. See, I'm an alpha male, and every once in a while I'll trick, not because I have to, because I need to, because I got bad social skills, or because I'm not good at women, but everything has a price to it. Every woman has her price. My stepfather told me growing up, ain't shit in life free but a walk in a park or elevator ride or maybe even a water fountain, and that's it. Alright? There was this book that was written almost 20 years ago, written by a guy named Matthew Fitzgerald, and it's called Sexploitation. The book was pulled off the shelves, and I got a hold of that book like 15 years ago, right after I graduated from high school. And he said that dating and marriage is legalized prostitution. And I most certainly agree. And I'm going to explain this logic. And dating and marriage is legalized prostitution. And if anybody who disagrees with me, okay, I'm going to make a whole lot of different points. I'm going to try not to go over 20 minutes. Explain why here in Western civilization there's a huge stigma against men paying for sex and visiting whole houses or whatever, but then they want to deny you the simple economics of love or lust, which is a byproduct of how religion, video games, and Hollywood depicts love and how they think love should be. And it's like a Super Mario video game. You're jumping through a whole bunch of hula hoops and a bunch of different boards trying to battle all these so-called evil men just to get to the princess. But what if you got to that princess and then you find out that princess like getting fucked by Bowser? Or you find out that that princess that you saved actually liked being in those bad guys' dungeon, getting spanked and bucked all over the place or whatever. That is how the real world is. Explain why you have so many sexless marriages. Guys who go out on 3, 4, 5 dates, he spent $300, $400, $500 damn dollars, and he still ain't got nothing to show for. Come to find out she was just playing his ass and leading him on. Or you have men who are in sexless marriages and his wife has him in the doghouse and she's probably cheating her ass off and everybody knows about it except him, but she's keeping him around just so that she can monopolize his assets and because he's giving her a place to stay. Well, nowadays, if a woman wants to be less of a bitch about it, she can just divorce his ass. And she can make her own bread and make her own money. I say it before, I say it again. A woman who can make her own money, regardless how she makes it, if it's a job, because not every woman who likes so-called bad boys is a welfare recipient. And that's a dumb logic created by a bunch of idiotic bastards here on YouTube. They think that a welfare apocalypse is gonna humble black women. Let me tell you something. A woman who has a job ain't got no reason to put out for a motherfucker she don't like, unless she's hoeing or stripping. But then again, I've seen sex workers reject men all the time, and I'm not talking about just no punk ass back page profile that says no African American men under the age of 30, 35, 40. I wrote a topic on my written blog about why our escorts really racist against black men, and I think of all of the topics that I wrote, that was my most viewed and my most popular one. Okay, dating and marriage is legalized prostitution in the USA, and a lot of the women are playing the stupid men who are falling for it. Alright, I don't like that word whore, but explain the epidemic of drink whores, dinner whores, and women who got niggas sending them Western Union and he ain't getting nothing out of the deal. One of the biggest lies that was ever told to us ever since we was kids is that, girls mature faster than boys. But a lot of young girls, not just in the black community, but starting when they're age 12, 13, 14, their mothers and even female teachers in the school system teach them about how to run game on men and how to have the upper hand. All right. And even at that young an age, they're taught to use sex as leverage, to try to use it as the carrot on a stick and to try to dangle it in front of men, teasing them with the possibility of sex, which is why Alan Roger Currie wrote that book, Possibility of Sex. You got a lot of women who know in the back of their mind, she's like, look, I'm not giving this nigga the time of day. He lame, he fat and flabby, he's boring, he talks too much, he lies so much, but I don't want him to stop liking my pictures on Facebook. I don't want him to stop giving me money, but I'm gonna tease him and I'm gonna let him think that he got a chance, and he doesn't. So she's gonna string him on and lead him on, but a lot of men are allowing it. I'll tell you something else. How many women are going to marry a guy? And first of all, ain't no woman in the world going to marry a guy just because the sex is good. She'll marry him for his money and for his assets. Women are only going to get married for 3 reasons nowadays. 1, because all her friends are doing it and she don't want to be left out, i.e. peer pressure. 2, she's about to hit the wall and niggas ain't checking up for her no more because she let herself go. Or 3, she just has a huge appetite for a huge materialistic taste and she wants the husband to help her with that. If a woman marries a guy like that, a doctor or a lawyer, she's not marrying him because she's attracted to him. She's marrying him for his money. And if she does marry him, she's only going to use sex like a chore. She's going to give it to him like a doggy biscuit or a doggy treat. And they'll schedule intimacy like married people do. They only have sex on Valentine's Day, holidays, birthday gift, Christmas gift. She'll give it to him as a doggy biscuit or a doggy reward, or she'll use sex as a chore. Like washing dishes, taking out the trash, or going to the dentist to get a damn wisdom tooth pulled. And we're talking about stuff that nobody really wants to do, but it has to be done, and some people just want to do it just to get it out of the way, and that's how women view sex with beta males and their punk beta provider traditional-minded husbands. All right? And in addition to this, when you really think about it, prior to the 1970s or the 1980s, most women did not get the most attractive guy. Most women did not have sex with the most attractive guy or alpha males. They just married who they met or who their fathers approved of, and they just had to make do with them. But now things are different. Now things are for the better. And not just for women, but for black men too, because there were arranged marriages for women and there were arranged marriages for black men also. Because during slavery, a black slave had to get married, therefore he was less likely to rebel because he had more to lose. He had a family he had to think about. Same with women. But now things are different. I've said it before, women and black men are the 2 most threatening yet demonized groups of people in American history, because we do have the potential to wreck shit if we want to. People are complaining about women wrecking shit now. Just wait until black men get a little bit more economic freedom. Just wait. And that's what the elites fear. Because traditionalists and organized religion tell you, oh, a woman's place is in the home, then who knows what that woman was doing at home while he was out working, playing his so-called patriarchal role, right? And that explains one of the many reasons why wives do not find their husbands sexually attractive, because a woman's place is in the home and a real man is supposed to be out there working, killing himself, picking cotton, not spending all his energy on pipe laying and fucking bitches. So you have a lot of men out here who are brainwashed by Hollywood and religion and television that when they marry a woman, oh, that's the ultimate goal of human existence. And he's dreamed of a life full of promiscuity with bad bitches in it. But instead, when he gets married, he's going to get a lifetime full of attitude, mood swings, and bad sex. But that's what he's working for, right? That's what he's trying to build just to have, right? That's the position that he's trying to put himself in. And little does he know that this woman that he's about to marry about to castrate his ass. And he knows that if he cheats, even if he doesn't cheat, she could divorce him for any reason, for any simple provocation, for whatever reason nowadays. And if he does go out there and cheat and try to escape from out of the doghouse that she put him in, either way she's going to take him to court and take all his shit. And what she has done is she has effectively padlocked this man into a chastity belt. Thinking pragmatically, wives really don't love their husbands. Instead, what they're in love with is a lifestyle that he gave her. He gave her a label or a title. That's what she's in love with. And he's supposed to stick by her through all her attitude and mood swings and weight gain and disrespect and cuckoldry and oops pregnancies and shaming language. And they're supposed to just tough it out as if life is a fucking Tyler Perry movie. throughout most of American history, women and black men were the two groups of people who were not allowed to act on their natural impulses or express their true feelings. So a lot of what a lot of guys are going through nowadays is really karma when you really think about it. I mean, like they say, what goes around comes around, and if you don't pay for it, future generations will. Of course, I'm going to have some idiot beta male trying to act hard all in the comments. Fuck you, nigga. You liberal, democratic idiots are the reason why these women are acting up and acting fucked up. I'm not going to even respond too much to that garbage. And this is also the reason why you have a term on the manosphere called alpha fucks, beta bucks. Women get with the alphas for the fucks, and they get with the betas for the bucks. But these beta males are starting to become very dangerous in society. And it could be said about sexually jealous police officers who get mad every time they see a white girl in a car with a black man. They assume that she's a prostitute, he's a drug dealer. And guys like Elliot Rogers, the Virginia Tech shooter, the guy who took the bus from Maryland to New York to kill homeless black men picking up bottles, George Sedini, the Oregon shooter Dylan Roof, they all had a sexual inferiority complex. And honestly, the manosphere and even YouTube is preventing these guys from it's preventing some of these guys from going on shooting rampages. If not for YouTube, a lot of these guys would be lost, and you would have more instances like Elliot Rogers and even Donald Sterling, so on and so forth. But I don't have no sympathy for them. And in my personal life, I don't even hang around guys like that. I don't want to subscribe to their channels. I used to be friends with a guy like that, and I got tired of him bitching on WhatsApp about who women choose, and he has a nice job and he got a 3-bedroom condominium, but he ain't got nobody to share it with. Get more phone numbers than any motherfucker I know, and then the chicks cut his ass off because they catch him in a bunch of lies and his lack of game. Now, another way of coming to the reality that dating and marriage is legalized prostitution. Understand this. Now, of course, there's this notion, a belief system about price discrimination. Well, we know that, and Alan Roger Currie mentioned that in a video that he's done recently. Even alpha males pay for it. If he's not spending money on paying a chick's direct TV bill, you got to get your car washed and waxed. You getting your ass washed and waxed. In addition to that, there's gas that you try to meet a person. And if a chick lives in a different state, you got to pay for your flight ticket to go see her, or she's paying to see you. Y'all meet each other halfway. But they don't pay as much as betas do financially or when it comes to time. Alpha males don't like spending too much non-sexual time with women. Betas, on the other hand, don't mind sitting on the phone with a woman for 3, 4, 5 hours listening to her gossip about bullshit and talk about all the other niggas that's running through her like she's a phone sex operator. As emasculating as that is, some guys don't see it as that. But they green, they wet behind the ears, they're idiots, they've been indoctrinated all their life. Think about this. Because it doesn't matter if you're looking for a wife or a girlfriend, or if you're a BDSM dom and you're looking for a sub, or if you're just looking for sex with bad bitches or sex workers, they all cost money. Which one costs less? Which one costs more? Which one gives you what you pay for? Which one gives you the most sex per every $50, $100 you done spent? If you got a wife, there's nagging, there's home decor, mortgages, you get her pregnant, there's kids. The cost of bringing every child you bring into the world is going to cost you $250,000. There's home decor, there's insurance, prenuptial agreements, home decor, there's going to be food and groceries, saving up for the kids' college. You buy two, you have one car as a single bachelor, but then that turns into 3 cars once you get married and have kids, because she needs a car. There needs to be big minivans to suit a man and his wife, and maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 damn kids, and after school activities, so on and so forth. So you got to think about that. God forbid, you knock on wood, there's child support and alimony and post-divorce division of property and all that kind of shit. And that's something you're going to have to pay. You 3 months behind on your child support, your ass going to prison. That's a very expensive price to pay for some pussy. And for a woman who, when you married her, she don't put out as much as she did when y'all first met, or when y'all was just in a long-term, short-term relationship, or when you were her dom and she was your sub on some 50 Shades of Grey type of shit. So that's going to cost you a lot. Whereas a girlfriend or a sub, that's even less damaging. Or even if you're just looking for multiple casual sex partners, that's less damaging, that's less stressful, less time consuming, and that's less costly than having a wife or ex-wife or even a fiance. And a girlfriend, if she's not going to put you in a doghouse, if she does, you can always put her in timeout and just be like, look, I'll see you when I see you. When you're coming at me with that disrespectful behavior I don't like, come at me when your shit is correct. But if you're dealing with tricking, on the other hand, and don't get it twisted, there are sex workers who do reject men. I see it all the time. Just like in the porn industry, there are porn stars who reject guys all the time. And I've heard stories about a guy named B. Pumper who had women reject him, and they just talk about this dude like a dog. Anyway, that's much less expensive than, it's less costly. And you don't have to jump through no hoops or spend hours and weeks and months learning game or no bullshit like that. You don't have to jump through no hula hoops and jump through buy no PUA boot camp session, and they lie to you telling you that if you do XYZ 1, 2, 3 ABC, you're gonna get guaranteed ass in 30 days and you're gonna be smashing bitches that look like Amber Rose, and they tell you that bullshit just to make a whole bunch of money. Unlike a guy like Ron Wills and Alan Roger Currie, they know what the fuck they're talking about. They're not selling no quick magic bullshit like most of these so-called pickup artists do. That's all a bunch of bullshit. And then these same people will look down on you for tricking, but in spite of all of the help that they gave you, it still can't get you what you want. So what if you do take the least laborious route and then you do go tricking? As long as you're not fat, nasty, out of shape, and as long as you don't look like no serial killer, no garbage like that, because again, women in that industry, they do reject men all the time, then you can have a couple bad chicks. I'm not going to get into no specifics or nothing like that, but you can have your dream chick. You can have like a total hardcore 5 or 4, and you can see her by the day, by the hour, by the minute, or whatever. And those of you who actually think that, oh, you're paying for sex like a little bitch, listen to me. How many men would buy a house with 3, 4 bedrooms if not to impress a woman, or to think that he's going to try to find the perfect woman to create a genetic legacy? And a genetic legacy, does it matter? You're not going to live long enough to see it. It don't mean shit. Once you're dead and gone, that's it. You're more dead than you are alive. So none of it really doesn't even matter. All the future of civilization. Does it matter if an apocalypse happened 5 minutes after you die? What can you do? You're dead. That's it. Once you're dead and gone, that's it. How many men are going to sit up and get their hair cut and hit the gym and trying to get that tight body to try to attract females if once you take sex out of the equation? So the fact that sex runs the economy is old news. If you were to eliminate sex, a lot of people would not be at work, school, gym, eating right. Nobody would be getting their hair cut, trying to buy that nice car, or even get a passport or travel. Nobody would do nothing but sit in front of the TV, get big and fat, and eat s'mores all fucking day. Alright? So, another educated lame who will sit up and make a video telling you that the universe does not revolve around sex, like the Black Authority said, that's another damn lie. And you can believe that all you want. If it didn't, you wouldn't have so many men all on YouTube whining and crying about hypergamy this, hypergamy that, and this and that. I mean, if you want a monogamous relationship, that's on you, but don't sit up here and tell a lie and say that you don't pay nothing for it, because you do. People like to criticize thugs, bad boys, alpha males, and quote-unquote hoes, bad bitches, and promiscuous sluts, saying that they're fucking up the institution of marriage. Well, marriage is unnatural, and it's shitty, and it's a very costly, expensive, time-wasting, time-draining, stressful alternative to natural, casual sex, whether it's of the promiscuous type, or the tricking type, or the BDSM dom sub, or even the polyamorous, polygamous type. Not to mention the fact that women who are in wifey mode get away with a lot of shit that bad bitches would not get away with. And not because of force or coercion, but when you're single, every time you meet somebody new, it causes you to step up your A game. And every time you meet somebody new, you want to hit the gym and you want to step it up and step it up. Whereas when you're married, you settle down. That person gets fat, nasty, diabetic, or that person keeps you in the doghouse. They nag you every day. You're stuck with that. And women know this. Which is why they lead men on, and they lead them by their dicks like a dog on a chain, and they lead him into a downward spiral. And she knows that if he leaves her ass, then he's going to be screwed. Child support payments and so on and so forth. And then if you stay with her, she has effectively padlocked you into a chastity belt. There ain't nothing you can do about it. And it's karma because patriarchy has treated women like this for a very, very long ass time. But then the 60s and the 70s happened. And it wasn't just feminism 2.0, but even the civil rights movement. They all stood up and said they got tired of being shitted on by white patriarchy. And they got fed up. So that's that. Now consider why, and there are very many reasons why I doubt very seriously prostitution would ever be legalized in the USA, for many reasons. One, if it were to be legalized, men and women alike would be free from generations of indoctrinations and all this invalid, faulty social programming. You wouldn't have so many thirsty men on social media, and there would be enough no strings attached sex for everybody to go around. That's one thing. Okay. Plus the fact that well, that's actually point number 3. I'll get to that in a minute. Point number 2, another second reason. Christians, conservatives, and these Muslim people, they're so obsessed with trying to make slaves out of people and trying to bring back arranged marriages. And even with prostitution being illegal in the USA right now, nobody in their right mind is going to accept a fucking arranged marriage, okay? And nobody in their right mind wants to marry one of their chaste daughters unless he's just looking for a tight version to try to stroke his ego, not understanding that because she has been sheltered all her life, she can easily go out there in the streets and she could be easily influenced. Another reason is because fertility rates would be even lower. Maybe with the exception of the Black and Latino communities, but if less and less people want to have kids. And if nobody's interested in having kids, a lot of businesses would get shut down, religion would be shut down, nobody's going to be recruited for jobs in the military and the armed forces, and the elites would lose a lot of their financial power and their dependency to keep on stupid people to keep their system intact. Alan Roger Currie wrote a topic about it on the Negro Manosphere. Check that out. But that's just my take on it. Even for the hardcore street dude who's been in and out of jail and he would rather make an illegal 30K instead of a legal 70 or 80K, that's another topic. Because the street dude has more control over his life. He has balls and agency, which is something that educated lames and nice guys lack. Nice guys and beta males, they have no control over their lives. Sure, they might have money to throw around, but they have no control over their lives. They have no guts, no agency, and their servile, obedient existence easily rubs off into their personal life. So even for the street dude who would rather make an illegal 30K, or he's only making 30K illegal or even legal because he got a hustle or he's an independent contractor, he might not have to spend as much money, maybe 20, 30, 40, 50 here or a plane ticket here and there, and that's it. But guess what? Not everybody has it that good. Life ain't fair. That's why condoms come in different sizes. Anyway, that's it for this topic, and I'll see you guys soon.